Hello guys, this is another session of our graphic design tutorial. So in this session we are going to design a beggar flyer. But before then, if you're new here, I just want you to consider subscribing to JN Graphic for more amazing tutorials such as this. And if you're old here, I just want to give you a thumbs up. So in this tutorial we are going to use these resources to do our beggar flyer. So I have just placed the link just below the description. You can go on and download the link and do amazing things with these resources. So let's head on to creating our beautiful beggar flyer. So first of all, I will just go to my new and I'll make sure that I set the width of the flyer to 1100, and I also set the height to also 1100. I make sure that the resolution of the flyer should be 300. Then I make sure that it is on pixels and the color mode should be RGB color. Then I will just go on and hit on my create. So guys, this is the background that we are going to use for our beggar flyer. But before we start everything, I just want to apply some guidelines. So I will just go to my view and go to my guides and go to my new guide layout. So I just want to apply these guidelines so that I know that everything I just do is in alignment. So we will start by creating a solid background. So first of all, I just want to go to my panel here and go to my solid background. So I just want to type a code of B87204. So this is the background that we are going to use for the session of tutorial. After we are done with this, I just want to also create a gradient. So I will just go to my foreground color at this button here. Then I'll just set the color to be F8A937. So this is the foreground color that I just want to make. So I just want to hit on create. Then I'll go to this panel here once again and go to my gradient. So I will change the gradient style to gradient like this. Then I will just click on the gradient bar and pull the gradient a little bit forward like this. So this is what actually I just want to make very nice and very attractive. Then I just hit on OK and hit on OK again. So after I'm done with this, I will go on and start importing my resources. So I'll go to my file and go to my place link. Then I will just bring this one in. I make sure that it takes the entire background like this. So I will just hold on Shift Control Alt plus B to just desaturate it, and I'll just hit on OK. So this is what I just want to turn it to. So I will just select it and change the blending option to something called screen. So this is what I actually want to do, very nice and beautiful. So I will just select it and pick up my brush, or I will pick up my eraser. Then I just rasterize it. So I just want to clean it like this, very nice and very beautiful. I will just clean around it like this. So after we have cleaned around it, I just want us to reduce the opacity to about 31 or 33. I think something like this is cool. So I just want us to duplicate it. So we will just select it again and hold Ctrl J to duplicate it like this, very nice and very attractive. So now after we are done with this, I just want us to add an exposure to the whole background. So we will just go on and click on our button here and go to our exposure. So I just want us to push the exposure a little bit forward like this. I think something like this is cool. So let's reduce it a little bit. So something like plus 0.39 is cool. So this is what I just want us to set it to. So this is how our flyer is looking like, very nice and very beautiful. So now we go on and import our other resources. So I just want us to bring this inside, these doodles inside. So I just want us to bring this. So let's turn it a little bit like this, something like this, very nice and very beautiful. So we can go on and change the blending option to something like lightning, like this. Then we can reduce the opacity to about 50, something like this. Very cool and very awesome. Very cool and very awesome. So this is what actually I just want us to make. So after we are done with this, we will import other resources inside. So we will go to our place link once again, and this time I just want us to bring this thing inside, something like a green pepper. So we will reduce it to a size like this. Very nice and beautiful. So I will select it and go to my filter and go to my blur and go to emotion blur. So this is what I just want to do. So we will blur it to about a distance of 36. This is what I just want us to do. Then we hit on OK. So Ctrl+J will duplicate it, so we can just bring the other one to a place like this, and we'll go on and place other links again. So I just want us to also bring this pepper inside. Very nice and beautiful. So this time we will place the pepper here, and we will do the same thing. So we go to filter, go to our blur, and go to our motion blur once again, and we hit on OK. So we can duplicate it and bring the other duplicate down here. Very nice and very beautiful. So now this is what we are having. So we can go on and bring in our beggar. So we can bring in our beggar here. So I just want to reduce the size like this and pull it at the middle. Very nice and very beautiful. Something like this is very cool and very attractive. So we can just pull it to the middle so that it will just go, it will just be aligned at the center. So we can be placing this, or we can be adjusting the resources that we have already brought inside. So now after we are done with this, I just want us to add some effect to the beggar. So we'll go on and bring something like vapor. So I just want us to reduce the vapor, and I will make sure that we duplicate our vapor. So Ctrl+J to duplicate the vapor. Then we will bring one vapor just under the beggar like this. Very nice and very amazing. So we can pick our eraser and do some small cleaning with this one. So I just want us to clean the top here so that we get something like this. Very nice and very attractive. So after we are done with this, I just want us to add some typography to what we have just created. So I just want us to pick our text tool and write something. So I just want us to write something like beggar. So we will select the text and make sure that it is actually a white text like this. Very nice and very beautiful. Then we'll go to our text panel here. We'll make sure that the size of the text is actually 33 or 43.76, something like this. Then the height should be 120, and I think everything is right here. So this is what actually I just want us to make. So we will just pull it at the top here, something like this. Very nice and very beautiful. So now we are going to add some effect to this beggar that we have just typed. So I just want us to add some drop shadow to it. So we'll add some drop shadow. Then we add some strokes also to it to make it very nice and very awesome. So guys, these are the gradient that I use for the strokes. So you can pick up the colors from here, FA963B, and I pick the other gradient to be FB8729. So these are the colors that I use for the stroking. So I can go on and hit on OK. So this is how I just want everything to go very nice and very beautiful. So I can go on and bring another text again. So this time I just want to type something like special, then I will select it, go to my text box. So this time I'll make sure that the size of the text is actually 18.4. then I think everything is good. So this is what I just want to do. So I will just bring it on top of the peg, something like this, so to make it more attractive and more awesome. So now this is how our flyer is looking like. So we will go on and add some things to it. So we go on and add some other resources to it. So I'll go to my place link and bring this tag inside. So I just want to reduce it to a size like this, and then I will just push it to the other side of the page, something like this, very nice and very awesome. So I can select it like this, then I'll go to my panel. I just want to add some hue to it, so I'll just click on this so that the hue will be clipped to the image that I just brought inside. So I just want to move this around until I get something like a red color. So I think something like this is very cool and very amazing. So I can go on and expand it a little bit like this. So this is what actually I just want to do. So on this thing I just want to add a text to it. So I just want to add something like $7, something like this. So I will just select it and change the font to something like Roboto. Very nice. So let's make it a medium font. Very nice and very awesome. So I can reduce the size a little bit like this. So this is what actually I just want to do. Very nice and very awesome. So after we are done with this, I will go on and bring some resources inside. So I will just go to my place link and bring this order inside. So I'll just reduce it to a size like this, then I'll bring it here, something like this, very nice and beautiful. So on this order I just want to add some hue to it, so I will just select it and go to my panel here and go to my hue. So I'll click it and lock it to the order so that the hue will be only on the order. So I just want to move it until I see something like a red color. So this is what I just want to do, something like this, very nice and very awesome. So can go on and add some little typography to it. I just want to bring in the contacts, so I can go to my text box here and reduce the text height to 77 like this. Then I can type something like contacts. So I just want to reduce the size to something like this, then I just bring it just at the side of the order now. Then I'll go on and type the contacts. So I can just type a random contacts like this, very nice and very awesome. So I just want to reduce the size like this. So I think the numbers are more than 10, so I can just clean it, something like this, very nice and very awesome. So this is what I just want to do, very amazing and very beautiful. So now after we are done with this, I can go on and bring in my social media handles. So I just want to go to my place link and bring in my social media handles, very nice and beautiful. So I just want to resize it to something like this. Then I just want to place it just at the side of the contact, something like this. Very awesome and very beautiful. So I just want to select the order to the follow us, so that I can just place everything just at the middle of the flyer, so that everything will just look more amazing and more beautiful. So this is actually how our flyer is looking like. Very awesome and very amazing. So I can just go on and add some brushes to what I have just made. But before that, I just want to create a layer here. Then I'll go to my brushes. Then I'll just take these brushes, very nice and beautiful. So I will just come to my background. Then I just want to make some shapes on it. So let's reduce the size of the brush to an extent like this. I think something like this is very cool. So I just want us to make something like this here. Very nice and very awesome. So before that, let's change the foreground color to white and hit on OK. So I just want us to make some brushes like this here. Then we can go on and pick other type of brush. So let's reduce that one to the size to something like this. So let's, something like this is very nice. So we can also do something like very nice and very awesome. So this is actually how our flyer is looking like. Very amazing and very beautiful. So we can just go to the exposure and be adjusting the exposure that we made first, so until you get the perfect match that you want your flyer to be. I think something like this is very cool and very amazing. So I can hide this one, and now this is what we are having. Very amazing and very beautiful. But if you think the exposure is too high, you can just reduce the exposure a little bit like this. Very nice and very amazing. So this is how our flyer is looking like. Very awesome and very amazing. So you can go on and download the resources that I have just placed just below the description, and you can just practice along with this tutorial. So I just want to thank you, and we are just going to meet in another session of tutorials. So bye bye.